Hello, welcome to Three at the Back, everybody. The 2026 World Cup is officially behind us. What a tournament it was, right?
Yes,
It
yeah.
was. It was.
From incredible performances and unexpected runs to the drama, both on pitch and off the pitch, there is a lot to talk about. Tonight, we're looking back at the biggest stories of this World Cup, everybody. We'll revisit some of the predictions from 4 weeks ago. Do you guys remember that? Who got it right? Who got it completely wrong? Franz. Anyways, we'll talk about the players who's
Already
actually
coming at him.
whose stock went up, the ones who lost ground, and the stars who announced themselves on the biggest stage. We'll also ask where this World Cup ranks among all of the greatest tournaments that, especially here, the people actually have seen. We'll look beyond the football, the fans, the cultures, and what it meant to have the world come together here in North America. So sit back because we're breaking down the moments, the surprises, and the stories that made FIFA World Cup 2026 unforgettable. This is Three at the Back. All right. So I'm going to start with Spera, our sponsor for this episode and everything coming together. Thank you, Spera. The custom t-shirts, such as the one I'm wearing today, are from Spera. You can create your own personalized t-shirt with your name, number, favorite phrase, or match day concept. Spera, your print, our design. All right, so guys, this is a very interesting episode. A lot to talk about, a lot to cover. Welcome, Franz, David.
Hello, hello.
What's
get
going
into
on?
Hey. So we're going to start with amazing clips that David actually is sharing with us right now. MetLife, the final game, Argentina against España. All right. Right, that was such a game. Amazing game. And one of us was actually there in the stadium around the pitch, right? David, tell us
Yes,
about
sir.
tell us about what that experience was like as opposed to watching it on TV.
Well, it was. I still, I still can't wrap my head around that I was there. To be honest, it was unreal for me, being such a like playing the sport and knowing what this means, and just essentially, I could just bluntly say that it's literally the biggest event in the world. I don't think there's a question about it. And just being a part of there and being there and like working also like in the behind the scenes, because I'm able to also see what goes on before the game and like all the logistics around it. It's incredible and it's insane. But the atmosphere, the energy, everything was really really good. And yeah, I honestly was expecting that result, and happily it happened. So yeah, it was really good.
From what we see in the clips right now, I think you were sitting with the Argentina fans, right?
Yes, so my post was in the section 200, and it was mostly where the Argentinian fans were. And like they were chanting the whole time and all this stuff. But the one of the things that happened there is like some of them started being rude, so I had to like step in and call other security. And actually there's like two people in front of me that had to be called over by what's it called, state police, because they started arguing. Like when Spain scored, people in front just celebrated, and then they got mad and like they started like going at them and like for no reason.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I was like a lot of different stuff like that happened around the stadium, and it's sad.
I thought that was something we only saw on the pitch by
No,
the
no, no, no.
Argentinian, by the Argentine players such as Paredes and a bunch of other guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It
Wow.
happened in
wow, that's interesting. Wow.
one thing. I mean, they don't know how to lose. They know how to win, but they're not humble. Some of them, in my opinion, I would say.
we've seen some interesting things, not on the national TV who was broadcasting it, everybody. If you were watching a different channel or some of the social media clips, just like David's, cell phone footage, they actually shared different things that were happening in terms of the humility aspect that David was mentioning. Yes, I think that was really a big part of that. I think you have some clips about the halftime show. This was different because it was like a Super Bowl, right? And it was a long halftime show. Tell us about your observation and feelings about that.
Yeah, I mean, as I feel like all the halftime shows are more for the screen and for people at home. But it was pretty cool, the people around, like they had to lay out the tarp. I think and the message was I really liked the message, because in this event that unites basically the whole world, and 100,000, God knows how many people are watching at the same time. So to be able to, at the end of the day, more so the performances, but it's just the message that was being brought on. I remember I even took a picture where in some of the letters that it said, and where it was laid out, it was just like phrases and messages that were like really good about education, love, unity, and all that stuff. And I think in this day and age, and with everything else that's outside happening with the world, not only with the World Cup but outside of that, we need this type of message, and people need to understand and kind of like bring it to their own communities, and marketing it there at the World Cup. I think it's amazing, and the shows were great. What I saw, since I was up, they kind of like divided the field in different parts. So like each artist would perform in one side, and then the other one would appear in the other side. So it was pretty interesting to see that, and they were good performances. I liked it.
Madonna was there, Justin Bieber, Shakira, of course.
Wasn't there a little like a I don't know, people were talking about Ronaldo's appearance and how that was awkward. I mean, when I saw it, I kind of said, what is happening? I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like, why is such a legendary player being shown that way? I mean, it's Ronaldo, a phenomenon, right? So
being the chauffeur.
Do you guys agree, like, why that looks awkward?
For somebody that watched it over TV, I noticed that the first part was a music video they shot earlier, pre-recorded with Madonna when they were indoors.
Yeah.
After, it was really awkward, like the way she is sitting in the back and dancing and treating these guys, these legends in the front, sitting in the front, passenger and driver's side. Yeah, that part was a little iffy in terms of, I don't know. David, what do you think? Like, you've seen it.
Well, I didn't think anything of it, to be honest. But now that you guys mention it, it's like, damn, like Ronaldo's really.
He just was
Ronaldo is taking. Yeah. I mean,
it's
also. I mean, you could put yourself in his shoes. I guess you have 100,000, like millions of people watching you, and you're like,
why
am I here? You're not playing. Like, he's never. I don't think he's been used to playing and being on camera playing and doing that sort of stuff, but not put in a halftime show.
So back to the clips. Aside from halftime show, some clips with the Argentinians you filmed. Were there any other clips you want to talk about? I'm trying to remember. You didn't film anything from the actual game, right?
I did film the last the free kick that Dibu saved at the end from Lamine Yamal, which, oh my god, that would have been crazy. And some of the warm-ups too, and all that stuff. But it was at the end too, when they were, what was pretty interesting to me, how the Argentinian team was like facing towards the Argentinian fans, and they were all, and then they were, but good and bad for me, because the others are being crowned champions, and then the Argentinians are just looking at their own, fan base, and yes, they're supporting them and stuff. But again, it comes
A lack
to
of
that.
respect.
Yes.
Was there a lack of respect? Wow.
I feel, well,
Look,
yes and no, because I feel like at that moment they felt like they owed their people that, and they were just like literally facing them. But the people were like chanting at them and like basically like they weren't screaming at them, right? They were proud, But at the end of the day, it's like they're giving the back to the winners, or just be there,
I mean,
But again,
I don't know.
Culture.
I have to be really careful about what I say here, I guess.
yeah, no,
But-
me too.
But the whole world is talking about it. How they were playing dirty there as part of their strategy, especially with Paredes and a bunch of other guys after the final whistle during the game. I love Messi, but the rest of the team, and even sometimes how Messi acted in some parts, I mean, the whole world had some kind of a negative feeling towards Argentina after this World Cup, to be honest. That's what I feel.
It's the obvious. Argentina's known to be that way. I think we're in a state also in the world where mask off, right? Like everybody's mask is off, and they're gonna show true face even more. And I feel like Argentina, given the state of where we are in the world today, they're like, this is who we are, this is how we play, beat us, right? And so that, to me, I mean, it sounds weird, but it's kind of beautiful in a way because they're dirty. It adds to the ambiance of the whole experience. It adds to the drama of the experience. Yes, sure, it would be great if we have teams that are fair play and don't cheat, but that's not the reality of the real world. And we're gonna have these quote unquote bad guys, or for a lack of a better term, like Argentina, to be out here and you just love to want to beat them, which I'm happy Spain did. But yeah, I think that's what transcribed for me in terms of Argentina on the field during this tournament. Some games I would say, okay, they deserved it. Actually, no, I'll take that back. But yeah, look,
listen,
drama.
Drama. David, you could also feel free to interrupt me, but let's not talk about Argentina. Let's talk about Spain, the winner. First of all, they deserve the whole thing. We did talk about this 4 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago, in terms of who's your dark horse, who's going to win the World Cup. We were all talking about it. I'm not going to brag about my predictions or France's predictions in terms of this. We're going to talk about France in a second. But Spain is, I think, well-deserved. Such a compact team. Everyone has been playing together. I still can't believe how they actually stopped the star players, not for Argentina, but during the semifinal with Olise. They stopped the whole block with that, shut down their routes in terms of what they could do. Mbappe, same way as well. These are like phenomenal players. I'm not saying anything about that. But Spain definitely deserved what was really going on with their... it's really interesting, like 18-year-old player like Kubarsi, right? He played like a 30-year-old mature guy, which was really amazing to me, like to see him play like that. Such a young team. There's always a new player that's coming in. It's like not only with Rodri, they have Ferran Torres and a bunch of, a lot of talent. I guess they're talents because they still do the teamwork in that sense. So it's, in my opinion, Spain, and a lot of people were supporting Spain in that regard. I was saying either France or Spain, but I am so happy that actually Spain won the World Cup title in that regard.
I did say they were going to
go ahead, David.
Far. I did say they were going to go far, and then they might be champions along with France, and both of them went really far. More so, I thought more so France, but I did say Spain.
Some people, I don't know if you guys felt that Spain was kind of hiding their talent and potential in the first round and all that. I don't know if you guys agree that some teams actually perform or advance better as they go to the next round or another round as the tournament progresses. I think they definitely had that development in that regard. So, good job. Congrats, Spain, España. They did it. Felicidades, right? That's awesome.
There we go. Some Spanish.
Okay. Yeah. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo estás? All right. So, I live in America, man. I live in America. Don't forget that. France. What's going on with France, man? What happened? And I'm so unhappy to say this. I'm really sad. You can see that with my facial expressions. What happened with France that made them end up in the fourth place? Fourth place.
That last game was.
Look, it's very
weird.
simple. It's bad. This is the easiest explanation for France. Okay, when you're in a tournament and you have all these people that are looking for this sort of performance, there's a lot of expectations and all these things. Obviously, stakes are high. People are expecting, France to shut down certain individual players, but there's always going to be that one, that one weak link. And for France, unfortunately, that day, the weak link was Dean.
Yeah, I was gonna say Digne, but I guess I mispronounced his name. Dean. Okay.
He just was not. That was like if we had a black hole, that was it. Lamine Yamal could have done anything he wanted to on that side, and he did. And they just kept pushing, and you just felt, even watching, you're just like, it's just a matter of time before something happens.
So De La Fuente and his team was aware of that weakest link. That's the feeling I got.
I don't think they were aware of it. I think they tested it out, but with also Saliba getting injured and getting out, that caused a major hole in the back line. Unfortunately for Olise, this was not the game for him. Even Mbappe, and we're talking about the game against Spain. Even for Mbappe, this was not the game for him. To some extent, I feel like it was an opportunity to kind of come out with some new weaponry, and I think he did that. But he did that like in the 80th minute or some silly thing, and I blame the coach wholeheartedly for this. I feel like his conservative style of play kind of took away from what we would expect with a deep bench, right? Like, why would you? And that Lamine Yamal was gonna do what he was gonna do to Dean. Like, it's just an obvious. And plus, I don't think France is deep on the back four. Also, to be honest, right?
Upamecano is a great guy, though, in terms of
Upamecano, but you can't defend with one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to start Tchouaméni, who didn't play anything, like that was another controversy. So I just feel like a lot of things went wrong that day. The physical tiredness, I think, of some players also took shape. No excuse.
8 games.
No excuse, but
number of games increased in this World Cup.
That was, and then I'll be honest with you, the third place game, bro, nobody cares about that game. Like, it's just like,
I was texting you about that 4-0 first half. I don't know if I texted David. Sometimes I do these crazy things, guys. 4-0, I'm like, they're mentally not there, man. What was going on, right?
No, I think the coach wasn't there. The players were this was like an exhibition match. I didn't bother with it, but yeah, no excuses. I mean, look, I was excited, actually, to be honest with you, for this loss. I was excited for this exit because the one thing I've been waiting for is the return of the prodigal son, which is Zinedine Zidane. Zizou coming, and I've been waiting for this for such a long time. I'm like, thank God we got rid of this guy. This coach.
He's been there for a long time, right?
And no, I mean,
he took a long break, I think, but it's gonna be a great start with him.
No,
I wish. Maybe
whatever.
I
No,
don't
no,
wish. I didn't wish he was
Deschamps.
there.
Deschamps, yeah, Deschamps. If you use
Deschamps is
15
out.
years of Deschamps, I was just talking about this with my nephew. What has he done in the 15 years, in the span of 15 years?
Yeah.
Like there's other coaches and some other federations and other teams that in the span of X amount of years, they've won UEFA, they've won they've won Nations League, they've won, right? How many World
He
Cup
has one World Cup title and one World Cup final, right? And
in
then
15
one
years?
and one Euros final
I mean, I don't know, you know.
or
so
semi-final. I'm sorry.
I think we were discussing about Aimé Jacquet. If we look at Aimé Jacquet in 1998, and he won Euros, and right, so yeah,
there is bad coaching in this
where, yeah.
last couple of games of France. I agree with you in terms of what's going on. And Zidane is going to be the new coach, and guess what? He is going to be the opponent for his first official game.
Yeah, no, everywhere Zidane
Turkey
goes,
and France will play in September.
Zidane goes, right?
In
As
September,
a player, coach,
in September, Turkey has a really tough game against Zidane's France. We'll see. But that's totally a different thing. David, before we move on, seeing Spain, such an amazing team, I don't know, with your naked eyes, is there anything you want to add about Spain's success or France's failure?
I would say that when I was looking at the warm-up, everybody, you know, like both teams, they looked really focused and stuff. And during the game, it was just the control, you know, like it was crazy to just see how Spain dominated everything, you know, and yeah, it was
Okay.
crazy because Argentina, yes, I'm not gonna say with the help of, you know, the 12th player that they had on the field in prior games, but you know, like they played well with some, I don't know, but there you could see, you know, like, you know, that they're really good, and you know, they push and all that, and even with that, Spain, by just playing well, good football, look what they did to the players. Like they were losing their heads so much that they started like going back into the fouls. The hard tackles and fouls started the last 20 minutes, and they were just out of it because they couldn't play. That's why they got heated, and boom, Enzo Fernandez out, and then the other yellow cards and all that stuff. And yeah, you could see it even in the goal. Freaking,
Yeah.
I think it's Molina.
Yeah.
He pushes Nico, and then Nico gets the ball. He headers it back. Goal. So you
That
see,
was a great pass.
He helped him, but what he was meaning was to push him off the field. You know.
Yeah.
They did those type of things. And France, you look don't you're about
Karma.
to cry. France, you know you're about to cry. I know you look so sad. It's all right, man. It's all right. France will be fine. Look at this guy. So let's go to our David. Thank you for this. I don't know if the clips we're watching right now has that free kick you're telling me about, but thanks for sharing that the clip. All right. Okay. So I'll talk about the what this tournament really means for you guys and for me in terms of ranking. So I'll talk about some of the numbers here. So there were 48 teams in this World Cup. 104 matches were played. The most ever in a World Cup that's played. Check this out. 6.8 million fans attended matches across the tournament. 6.8 million. Stadiums were filled. Around 99% of the stadiums were filled with the whole thing. There were 308 goals scored. It's a new World Cup record because of the number of games there. So that comes with 2.96 goals per match. That's the highest since 1970 World Cup with Pelé and all that, right? If any one of you has been there,
What about goal scorers?
Goal scorers.
In a single World Cup.
It's a highest one because I don't think anybody had 10 goals. Mbappe is the highest.
I remember when James won his, like the Golden Boot. he scored only like 6 goals or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Mbappe,
Yeah.
I thought about, I was like, wow, 10 goals, and
Yeah.
James scored like 6, and
James
like,
was
wow.
was a big one in 2014 in
14.
Brazil, right?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
So just to remind you all of these, I'll give you the mic for this for your own answers in terms of your ranking where this World Cup really is located in that regard. But let me just tell you some of the numbers. 2002 Korea Japan, there were great surprises. Turkey was there as the third place bronze medalist. South Korea Senegal, they were really big success, teams. Brazil won the tournament. There was 1998 in France. France actually won the title with Zidane, if you remember that one. There is, I'm going with the order. 2006 Germany, fantastic atmosphere. Zidane's farewell with the headbutt. Iconic matches and Italy's triumph. Look at you guys. 2010 South Africa, Waka Waka, as Shakira says. Incredible atmosphere. Vuvuzela was there. Remember Vuvuzela? Some cautious football was part of it. What else was there? 2018 Russia, France actually won this one too. Entertaining tournament with Croatia's historic run. There is also 2022 Qatar, an unforgettable final. The final game was great between Argentina and France in that one, and there was a drama. So where do you think you locate out of all of these, in terms of what you've seen or you remember, okay, this tournament? What do you guys think? 2026 FIFA World Cup in North America.
I mean, for me, tough because, there are so many games. I think the quality of the games wasn't as good as the past. I mean, there were some decent games. There were some good games. I just feel like compared to what we'd been experienced to all of our lives up until now. I mean, this is a historic one as well, being played on 3 different continents. I don't know. It's top 5 maybe, just because it was here.
Number 5?
Top 5 maybe, yeah, 5, 4 maybe.
Just curious, short answer. What's your number 1 tournament?
For me, number 1 was 1998.
Yeah, I guessed it.
When France made the magic. So, yeah.
And you were there, right? In France?
I actually was not. I was in 2006. I was there in 2006, unfortunately. But yeah.
Okay, top 5. All right. David, what do you think?
I would say, for me, probably top 1, just because I was there and what I lived.
I mean, what you had is an amazing experience, right?
Yeah. I look back at my phone and stuff and go through like the videos that I have, and it's like, wow, like I was really there. And like at the end, when we were like sent home, because I wasn't able to work on the field on the last game. One of my friends, like, we were sending me home, and then one of my friends was there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the field. And then he like opened up the entrance, and I walked on the field. I was like, wow, I can't believe literally Messi was here, all the Spain team was here. Like, this is where everything happened. And I took a picture, and I was like, wow. This is something that I'm gonna tell my kids, my grandkids, and it was just unique. And just being there for like watching all these top players, and I like, now that I'm thinking about it, I watched Neuer, like legends, like Haaland, and they're at their prime, and it's like, wow, like it's crazy. So yeah, I would say for me, top 1. And like the fact that there were so many goals scored, or like there was like such a tight competition for goal scorer, was crazy to me. And it just shows how much the game also has advanced in a way. And yeah, it was The only thing that I didn't like is that how some countries were actually like stayed in the same area, such as Argentina, and not Colombia played in in three different countries, which is, like there has to be a little bit more planning from FIFA or from whoever
That
has
was not fair. Yeah, that's crazy.
So-
That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We all had expectations about this World Cup, right? It is memorable for me because, guys, number one thing, it's almost like it happened in our backyard. MetLife Stadium,
Yeah.
a lot of games. David is part of our family here, France. David was sharing all the videos. I was driving by MetLife, going through that area, running into a lot of people. Yesterday, I saw a guy driving by me with the Spain flag in the back of his car, and I was honking. And the guy's like, "What are you saying?" And then all of a sudden, he saw me doing this, and he's like, going to like supermarket. I actually was wearing my Turkey jersey with that, and people were like, this was right after the USA game, so I did it on purpose. All right, and they're like, "Did you enjoy the game last night?" Right?
Yeah.
We talked about that. So I don't think I'll ever have a chance like that. I mean, because last time this happened in America, it was like 30 years ago, 1994, more than 30 years ago, 1994, right?
It was like my first one, or my first attendance.
And I feel like the atmosphere in New York and New Jersey was way much better than everywhere else in North America. This is also what I heard from some of the commentators who were traveling in 10 different cities across the continent. They were saying they really enjoyed the atmosphere in New York because of the watch parties, Bryant Parks, MetLife area, people, Norwegians walking around.
Actually,
those type of things.
I heard in Mexico it was crazy. Like I have some videos I have some videos that I think I'll share them with you, but I have some videos that show the crowds, even if you're not in the stadium, the outside of the stadium is like as if you're, in a stadium, and you feel, because Mexico's a soccer nation, right? It's not like I only felt we were in a World Cup when I'm like in a fan zone or in the stadium areas. But when you go to Mexico, you could be in the street and you know it's a World Cup because everybody's got the sombrero, they've got the cerveza, they're like, Viva Mexico. Like it's
Viva Mexico, órale, órale.
You see the videos, I get them, and you can see in these videos how people are excited.
I mean, back to the idea of New Jersey. Maybe it's been a while since I was really close to a tournament like that. I don't even remember that much. But passing by the bars, restaurants, people really feeling it. You're feeling that atmosphere. Plus, on top of all of that, guys, I'm Turkish American, so both the Turkey team made it to the World Cup. USA was here, right? So, I got both of my teams in that regard to be part of what's going on, even in the same group. I got little signs in terms of people watching some certain soccer games. So in terms of that, I think the numbers really went up even among Americans to actually watch football games in that regard. Plus, USA and Turkey were in the same Group T, on top of all of those. So seeing the world's biggest stars playing here, just a short drive away from where I live, New Jersey, I really felt like there's this World Cup feeling that made me feel differently in that regard. And it wasn't just something we watched on TV, guys. It was something. This World Cup was something that I lived, that we lived. So really happy. So I would probably put the World Cup, I don't know, maybe number one right now for me, France.
Wow.
In terms of quality and all that, quick last question. You were mentioning about that. Is there any memorable game you really enjoyed watching, guys? In terms of the quality of the game, the competition?
I would say the Colombia-Portugal for me. Because it was such a... And like people said it at the end, it was like... That was a 0-0, but it was like the best 0-0 ever. You know.
Colombia could have pulled it off actually, that one.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I felt like Cabo Verde,
Oh, that one was good.
Argentina
Cape
was.
Verde,
Argentina?
I feel like that game to me was a surprise game because Argentina was playing the Argentinian way with the grit, with the grinta. And Cabo Verde just came, man, and it was, even though Argentina pounded Vizinho, like that guy's a super. I mean, I'm so happy for him, but I'm also happy that such a small nation was able to grab our hearts. And to me, that's what this World Cup is about, like discovering new players, and for me, new countries. I mean, Cabo Verde, the tourism now has risen like 150%, some crazy number. So yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of games, I guess, a lot of the ones memorable because of the failure of Turkey, a team, from my perspective. I really enjoyed Turkey-USA game, 3-2. That was a good one in terms of, although Turkish team was really there. But I was like, Güler, you still have that competition thing, right? So I was so happy with Arda Güler in terms of him, because he was playing the Champions League. He has that quality. He showed gist of that in that game by scoring the goal and being in charge. I don't know if you guys have seen his nutmegs and everything during that game to Pulisic and a bunch of other guys. So he was really in charge of the team. That gave me hope for the team in the future. Just like everybody else, I also enjoyed the second half of Argentina-England game because of the comeback with Messi and how he's looking at the gaps and using those. Yeah. Look at France. Okay, yeah, they messed up, but that game Messi did really best in terms of finding that gap on the right corner and trying to have.
Messi is the master of small, tight spaces. He's got a God-given talent. I mean, look, Messi's Messi. He proved it at this age.
That's unbelievable, 39.
I think. But
the thing is, Argentina plays for Messi. Argentina plays to fit Messi's way. The other teams are not doing that, and that's why I think Argentina has,
which really amazes me, because it's sometimes it may look like it's the most old school, the most traditional way of using tactics. Like, we have this talented guy, everybody else has to be the soldiers around him. Listen to him. All right,
that's what happened. That's Colombia. Same thing with James and Quintero when they play, because of the way
Quintero is a good one in that regard.
Yeah.
Next question is more about, this is a tough one, guys. This is something else in terms of, if you look at 2014, right? It was a time for somebody named James Rodriguez, and it's like the young star. I think he made a big transfer after that. The whole world knew about this guy and his talent, right? Do you think there is such a case with this World Cup in terms of new names? Maybe their transfer value went up, or they're like, oh, they're about to be transferred to this team. What's going on in that regard? Is there any new name like that in this World Cup?
Not as big of a news as it was what happened to James, but in Colombia, Gustavo Puerta, the defensive mid, he even me, I didn't know much about him.
Yeah, Puerta was
going into it, but he's a dog. And he's not that tall or big. But he even pushed Cristiano Ronaldo in the game, and he threw it to the ground when the ball was going out. So it's that has a lot to say about the balls that you have or you need to have when you play. But more so, he was just excellent getting the ball back and playing it to the good pass forward, and just it was really good.
Would there be another guy that maybe you guys think that was on the watch list of the scouts now after watching the World Cup?
I think early in the phase, the groupings stages, Diomande. I mean, I think his stock went super high. He was, and I think Olise was just crazy in that group stage. I don't think few people knew Olise like that. I didn't. He kind of died out in the end. I kind of feel like Lamine Yamal, because of his performance against France, I think. I know Argentina kind of shut him down a little bit, but he's still. I think Lamine Yamal. I think for me, when we look at Mbappe, we look at Haaland, Lamine Yamal is in that conversation, right? Because now that he's a world champion, right? Think about Ballon d'Or, right? Like, is he in that conversation? You know, so I guess that's the kind of question.
How do you feel about Rodri from Spain?
No, Rodri's consistent. He's a consistent player. His performances has not dipped, or he's a consistent. Reminds me of the Iniesta type.
Yeah, there was a play he did it so well. He did it was like right in the middle of the field. I was like, holy shit! Like
they call him the octopus.
Like
octopus.
an L turn to something, and then he passed the ball and he got kicked. But I was like, holy shit, that's because he had like 2 or 3 people coming at him.
He's almost like a 2.0. I don't know.
All right, I have some short answer questions. They're not like short. You could just tell us with one sentence why.
Yeah.
I'm just asking this to both of you. Any of you have an answer, let me know. If you could show someone only one clip from this World Cup 2026, one clip, what would it be? Again, this could be about the game or outside the game. One clip. What's really memorable for you? Balogun getting a red card. No. One clip.
One clip. Oh man.
What's that picture for you now after leaving the World Cup?
Oh, yeah. I think for me the upper 90 from Cape Verde. With Argentina again. That game.
Cabral. His name is Cabral, right?
That goal was magical. That goal was magical. The way, the angle, that everything. To me, goal of the tournament, memorable moment.
What about you, David? Clips or?
I'm still thinking. Go ahead first.
You recorded a lot of clips. You're the master of this.
Oh, actually, now that yeah. Actually, I did. So
did you capture a moment or something?
Yeah. After that, I like the day after, and I was like, oh my god, like Neymar's last goal with
the penalty.
Brazil. It was like right in front of my face. I was recording. I had the Meta glasses, and I recorded. I was like, before he was. I have a long video, but before he was taking it, I started the camera, and I went like, okay, this is gonna be Neymar's last goal in Brazil. Is it gonna be a goal or not? And then the ref blew the whistle. Boom, goal, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
I just witnessed history.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
History. That's his last goal.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know what's stuck on my head with one clip. I guess it's all about the opening, or the MetLife Stadium. The image of MetLife Stadium as a soccer or football stadium being there. Although some people complain about the stadium, that it's not one of the best, whatever they were saying about it. It's just an image of the stadium as is, because the World Cup was coming here to New Jersey and New York. I think that's an important image for me. Aside from that, I would probably talk about some paparazzi or some off-the-pitch stuff, because there were a lot of different decisions.
It's the New York, New Jersey Stadium.
It's New York, New Jersey Stadium.
Right.
And
no brand, guys, no brand.
And no branding. And hydration breaks. I'm not happy about that.
Oh my.
The image of hydration breaks as the lower third on TV.
Sorry, it's not hydration breaks. It's first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter.
Here's a quick question. Do you think it will continue like this from now on? The Americanized version of football? Is that what we will see throughout the whole FIFA games now, matches?
I'm afraid
regulations?
Maybe MLS. Who knows?
Especially summertime.
They're
Yeah.
testing it. I guess they try to test it out with the
Summertime.
World Cup. So who knows? They may do it. Infantino could decide to do it with his buddy Trump.
One of my friends actually got a picture with Infantino.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow, no way. You showed me. I was like, no way.
Wow.
Okay.
A selfie.
Nice.
I don't know how-
That's a memorable clip that your
Yeah,
friend
I
could
was
take
like,
away from this World
wow.
Cup.
Yeah, so much experience.
And with like all the almost all the players, because he was working on the field, and then at the end, it was just basically all the players and their families and stuff, and then they just started like roaming around, and he just started roaming around and just talking with people, and you got a picture with them, and I was actually jealous because I was like, oh my god, and because when they were picking, I got so pissed because they were picking who was gonna be, and the guy who was picking was kind of like a. You know,
All right. So
that type of person, and then he didn't like. I was right next to him, and then he looked at me. He picked my friend. He looked at the other people right beside me, and then he picked them. And I was like, wow, these.
Yeah. Yeah.
that happens. Guys, so last question is about the final statements about the World Cup. Takeaway from that. The question I had was about the World Cup came to America. Did America finally fall in love with football or soccer? Whether about this or general takeaway, what are your final statements about this World Cup, which ended this past week? Franz, what do you think? What are your final thoughts?
Okay, my final thoughts is Argentina sucks. France is number one. We'll be back. The Empire Strikes Back. No, look, guys, this World Cup was unique. Three countries, more teams, the logistics behind organizing such a thing, regardless of everything. This was a mega operations. It's the biggest tournament in the world. I'm proud it happened in the US. I would have liked it to be in Mexico by itself, or the US by itself, or Canada by itself, but you know, why not? Why not? We tried it. I think the Americans, we delivered on the show aspect of things. Americans know how to put on a good show. I think we delivered on that part. I think outside from the actual games itself, the festivities, the fan fest, I think a lot of people enjoyed those. Yeah, I think this is definitely one for the books. In terms of money, the amount of money this brought, I think nobody can complain about it for those that benefited from it. And yeah, it's going to be hard to match the grandeur of this particular World Cup. I don't think Morocco, Spain, Portugal could match the grandeur of it. They can definitely beat it on the cultural side of soccer, right? But on the massive scale at which this was impressive, guys. This was impressive.
I'm glad we agree on this in terms of the entertainment aspect, because American companies are really great at the presentations, the openings, the halftime shows, bringing everyone together, the organization part of what's going on in such a huge continent that has 3 countries in it. And if you want to fly from one part to the other, it may take at least 5 hours.
And just for the record, a slight little mention. We had a 100% success rate for the finals in terms of logistics and operations. So, in terms of FIFA. So.
Just
David, your final statement, comments. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, also, when because I was a security guard there, not one single streaker on MetLife. Not one. So I did my job.
No, seriously.
Good.
But it was one of the few arenas that didn't get a streaker. And then usually there's always something happening. But yeah. Final takes, Spain more than deserved to win. Um, just a lot of surprises uh, in the group stages and different teams. And I feel like for me, this kind of changed also a bit in a way soccer was perceived for some people. Because I remember when I was, like I would go to some of my coworkers would ask at my other job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They would ask me, and there was like other elderly people, um, and they would ask me about the games, and they got invested in the World Cup, and they had no prior experience with soccer, and they would ask me for stuff, and like I would tell them, and they actually got more, like liking for soccer, or at least the World Cup. And yeah, I feel like it promoted, it was broadcasted to a lot of people in the U.S. and hopefully with all this money that is being brought in, and hopefully more people start watching the MLS and the youth developmental soccer, and all their academies keep growing, and
I'm really also, as for part of my final statements, I'm really hopeful for football to be really more popular in this continent. That would not only get stuck with kids playing soccer at a certain age, and then after middle school or high school they forget about it. I think it's definitely going to go beyond it. With the players being there, we could see a lot of different people coming from different backgrounds, just like the melting pot of America, playing for the US national team, USMNT, in the near future. And you could see a Turkish American kid, me, no, I'm just kidding, somebody else be part of that team as well. Who knows? Big shout out to Spain as the winner. um, I think the dark horse is Norway, Cape Verde, Morocco. Let's congratulate these teams as well. They did an amazing job. Cape Verde actually, I don't know, spiced up everything in terms of the whole tournament by attacking, showing their talent, showing their color in terms of what's really happening in that regard. So I really enjoyed their games, right? Um, so this World Cup was different because of the different reasons, as I mentioned before. As you know, MetLife being here as part of our backyard, the whole continent, is hosting it where we are. It just gave me a lot of chances to feel the excitement in New York and New Jersey in that regard. Going around city, the restaurants, passing by bars, watch parties, seeing kids wearing their favorite jerseys, guys. And I actually went into a bank. I saw a guy with the Argentina jersey in the bank in the middle of New Jersey. And the guy was turned to me and he said, Messi, Messi, Messi. And I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. This was before the final show. So for me, as a Turkish American, having Turkey and the US, being in the same group, same continent, having that excitement added a lot to it to make this World Cup be more memorable. This one will always feel personal. All right. If you don't have anything else, I'm going to have my closing part with this, guys. So thank you very much for this. That's a wrap for this episode of Three at the Back, everybody. A huge thanks to everyone who followed us throughout this World Cup journey. A special thanks to Spera, our sponsor, to make this show possible.
Spera, thank you.
It has been an incredible experience sharing these conversations with my friends and co-hosts, Franz, David, being part of this, from your predictions to debates, France versus Turkey, all the other games, and everything in between. We hope you guys enjoyed being part of this ride with us. I am Ali, alongside with David and Franz. Thank you for watching Three at the Back. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.